Hello, everybody, and welcome to Fortress Comic News, episode 410. I am one of your hosts, Chris, alongside my co-host here, Mike. What's going on, Mike?
Hey, man. Nothing much. We have a very special guest, first-time guest, Terri-Lynn Gdanitz is on the show. We're going to talk about her book, Karmic, her graphic novel that's out now. So, looking forward to that.
Yes.
And I think besides that, I had a little bit of news that's not part of any of the categories that, because it's Magic the Gathering. Everybody, it's not. That's the news. That's the news. There's no games section. We could add a games. I guess we do add games section sometimes, but MagicCon's going on right now, Chris. So everybody knows here that if you're a comic book fan, there will be a Marvel set later in the year for specifically Spider-Man. Right? Yeah, specifically Spider-Man. So there was another Universe Beyond set that's been an empty spot towards the end of the year. They have yet to announce. There's a lot of speculation. Well, the trailer was dropped and it was announced a couple days ago that it is Avatar: The Last Airbender. So
I saw this.
Yeah. Everybody, open up those wallets and drain that cash because I had a feeling it was going to be that. There were some ramblings among the local game stores, and it's a pretty exciting property, I think, and I think it kind of suits the whole Magic mythos pretty well. I think they could do a really good job with it.
Yeah, I mean, seems interesting enough. And then the pre-orders for Final Fantasy went up.
Yes, they did.
And I saw that the Commander decks are super fucking expensive.
Yeah, so that's another thing too. So to get into it, I mean, Magic this year had said that there's a lot of drama going on. So here's what I'll say: if you're going to get into Magic for Marvel, for Final Fantasy, if you listen to the show and you never got into Magic before, I would go to your local game store and ask when their pre-orders are going to be open, because I know there's pre-orders open now for Final Fantasy, which doesn't come out till June. So most likely the people putting those pre-orders up don't even have their allocations yet. I talked to my local game shop and they said, yeah, we don't even know what the prices are going to be, how much we're getting. So you should just go to your local game shop and say, when can I pre-order this? And you'll most likely get a better price than what you're seeing online right now. So
I talked to my local comic shop because I went on Amazon to get the Cloud Strife deck.
Yeah.
Just because I have friends that play.
Nice.
But I don't want to get sucked into the buying cards all the time.
I bought the Cloud deck as well. Yeah.
I was like, I'll buy the Cloud deck. So I went on Amazon. It's not available because it's probably the most popular. So, so you have to buy like all four to get it. So I went to my local comic shop and I asked him, because I know he gets Magic cards. And I was like, are you getting these? And he's, yeah. I'm like, what do I got to do to like guarantee I get one of the decks?
Yeah.
And he told me, he goes, he gets like 2 sets of each. And usually he just gets them and puts them out, and then the people who like can't get them in our local card shops, because they sell out, come to him, and then he just sells through them that way. So he's like, I'll just put one aside for you.
Nice. That's nice of him.
He's like, you're a regular customer. I'd rather please you than these guys that come in like once every 4 months to get Magic cards.
Yeah. It is crazy because I've even pre-ordered some boxes at like cheaper than the pre-orders are for now. So like there's a site I use. So I have a local shop, but the site that I use is Forge and Fire Gaming. My local shop is Flipside Gaming, which also has a large online presence. But like you were looking for, I wanted to pre-order one of those decks at price, and I found it online early enough. But some of these, for collector booster boxes right now, it's like $500. It's like, and people will pay that. People pay that. That's the problem. That's the
problem. Yeah, you gotta stop paying these people.
They know
pay MSRP money or nothing else. Like these, I know what the markups are for these stores, and I get it. Like being a small business is tough, but I know what the markups are, and they make decent money off them without these huge markups.
Well, and I think the interesting thing is, that like Wizards of the Coast is getting a lot of shit because they made these Universe Beyond sets with properties like Final Fantasy, with Marvel, that cost more money for the trademarking for the cards. So like when Lord of the Rings came out, it was more expensive, but it also wasn't part of any like set that's played, like any style or like rule set that's played. So you weren't obligated to buy those cards. the problem is now all the Universe Beyond are part of the standard play style, which is the competitive play style right now in Magic, but they're charging more and you're getting less packs than you were before. So it's like, and Wizards said, oh, we're not planning on changing the price. Well, it's like, okay, well, you're giving less packs. You're forcing people to have this in standard, and now it's going to be more expensive.
They did change the price, though, because MSRP is up to $70.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, everything's more expensive. Yeah. And they literally said 2 months ago when they just changed the box style and the booster style and said, we're not planning on, charging any more money. And then it was like 2 months later, the next set, Final Fantasy comes out. And it's like, guys, what did you do?
Which I was fine with because I heard from you, like, all these markups were happening. I was like, okay, so Wizard wants a piece of that markup.
Yep.
Fine. They deserve it. They make the product.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, to hear that they're still trying to mark them up, it's like, guys, come the fuck on. Like, just stop buying them, people.
Yeah.
I know you're addicted to Magic, but if you just stop buying them, that's all it is. And listen, I'm just as guilty when it comes to comics. So
stop buying the drugs. That's cool that you got a cloud deck, though. So I will say, we might have to get some spell table. We can play Magic with each other over the computer.
Ooh.
Oh, I know you have a setup. I see your webcam face every week, so I know you have one. You can't get out of it. You're sucked in now. Oh man, this will be fun. No. All right, so maybe we'll have to record some of those sessions where Chris destroys me with his $70 deck.
Oh, dude, so whenever I do play with these guys, and they're all crazy like you. So
crazy.
They have like,
oh man,
they have like 20 decks and everything. And I remember
I'm at like 15.
I always tell them,
all right, I'm at like 15.
I always tell them, like, well, what do you got? And they'll name all their decks. And I'm like, I'll take that one. And usually I end up picking the one that just sounds the most fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, it's the rabbit squirrel deck.
Yeah,
I'm like,
squirrels.
Give me the rabbit squirrels. And more times than not, they're like, oh, I'm still making that one, so it's not great. And I'm like, I don't care. Like, we're just having fun. And I end up just getting all the combos that they can never get when they're playtesting them.
Yeah, you just
and they just get mad.
Yeah, you just start popping off. Yeah, that's usually how it goes. That is fun. I mean, Magic it's fun when you get people on the way I describe it is like when you're playing Commander. It's like when you guys have a bunch of people together play poker or some shit like that. You're just playing cards around a table and just like shit talking each other, and it's a good time.
It's a good time. It's a good hang. So
it's a good hang.
Quick correction from last week.
Oh,
someone in our comments actually said something, Mike.
Oh, really? Great.
You got the voice actor for Battle. We both got the voice actor for Battle Beast wrong.
Really?
Michael Dorn, also known as Worf on the Star Trek franchise, is the voice of Battle Beast.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
I looked it up and it was correct.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. I'm completely wrong. Sorry. I thought he was. It is okay.
The guy who played Optimus Prime apparently retired a few years back.
Oh, he was the High Father or something, right?
I think he played. Yeah, he must have played something.
Yeah, he was. He was like the head of the Viltrumites. Last season,
Peter Cullen.
Yep.
So Peter,
I always get. I think it's High Father because he's like the Invincible version of All Father. Or All Father. I always get him mixed up with the DC one for the New Gods.
He voices Thaddeus in Invincible, which is
he's the dude with the beard.
Which is the Viltrumite All Father.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I got that right. Well, thank you for leaving a comment. We appreciate that. Always open to criticism, and that means you're engaging and watching or listening to the show. So, then we'll shout out to you on the show and correct it. So, thanks for that.
Yeah. I think their username was just not my name.
Not my name? Well, we got the name wrong. So.
Yeah.
It was actually Michael Dorn that corrected us.
Probably.
Oh man, if Dorn listens to the show, I am rewatching Next Generation. By the way, I love Next Generation.
I was never a Star Trek guy, but that's a thing I'm trying to correct. And by try, I mean it's on my watch list on Paramount.
Yeah.
But then I actually, because of you, I was going through Paramount and I was like, oh, Yellowstone. Click. And now I'm in full boomer mode just watching Yellowstone.
Yellowstone is the 60s Batman. It's so ridiculous.
Dude, I'm watching this and I'm just like, this is the most boomer thing about me. And there's a lot of boomer things about me, Mike.
Yeah. But the show is absolutely like he gets shot like 6 times, and the next day he's like up and riding on a horse. It's like what?
It's like I'm just getting into it, so I'm still in like the first season, but it's so just tough guy, high drama, old man stuff. I'm like, I'm all about this right now.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's like Kevin Costner is like cosplaying.
I love Costner too.
Yeah, no, Costner's great. Yeah.
And you know what actually like made me go over the edge is I think it's 1923. One of the prequel shows.
Because there's 2 of them now. There's like 1884 or some shit like that.
Well, one of them stars Harrison Ford.
Yes, I do. I had heard that. Yeah.
And I saw the preview for it because I was watching, speaking of being a boomer, I was watching the sitcom Ghosts. And I got an ad for it. And I was like, wait, geez, Greedo. I was like, wait, Harrison Ford's in this thing? I gotta watch this. And then I was like, a Yellowstone prequel. I was like, well, I gotta watch Yellowstone first to get to this. Like, that's just the way it goes.
It's the Yellowstone cinematic universe, dude.
Yeah, like you can't get into the prequel first.
The YCU, what are you doing?
It's just insane.
Oh man, it is good though. It is entertaining to watch.
I'm enjoying. I mean, I'm only a few episodes in. The first episode is a movie, by the way. If anyone wants to get into it, it's like
it is.
almost 2 hours long.
Yeah,
but it's enjoyable.
Yeah, that's awesome. I guess we could talk about Invincible season 3, episode 5 this week. I would say more of a lower level episode. It was still a good episode, but more of a not a very universal episode talking about Viltrumites or any of that big plot stuff moving forward. Unless I don't remember anything, but we see, Mark's mom knows that him and Eve are hooking up, which was a funny scene of them at dinner together or breakfast.
So that scene made me laugh because I had a similar moment in my life. It was just my father. And he literally came home. I was like, I don't know, 17, 18 when he found out.
Yeah.
And I came home and, mid, and he let it finish. And then I came downstairs and he just looks at me and goes, so I know what's going on up there. Just use a condom and don't let your mother know.
He goes back to watching TV. Yeah, those.
So I saw that moment. I just laughed because it brought me right back to that.
Those situations are always awkward, but it's so funny because she shows up at the door at 7 a.m. and is like, "Oh, I was just in town." She's like, "Oh yeah, you were." Yeah. Well, you already had a table set for her. The episode opening up with Malta. It's not Malta Kate. It's the other guy, her brother.
I want to say Multi Dan, but that's not right.
Something like that. But he's just like, how do he? You think he would try to Shawshank Redemption, breaking out of prison, but he just multiples himself until his body starts crushing itself under the weight. It was disgusting. It was he just made himself a pile of meat to crush his way out of his jail cell. That was awful to watch.
And I don't want to be that guy, but the plan wouldn't work because he puts himself in the light fixture,
right?
And it would crush the light fixture too.
It would. Yeah, the physics aren't there. Yeah, it's kind of.
It was a cool moment. I didn't want to ruin it with and then he gets realistic.
Yeah, then he gets zapped and knocked out, and it was all for nothing.
Yeah.
I do like that. The episode revolved around Machine Head, who has that crazy auto tune with his voice, which is funny. But we get the Stone guy. I can't remember his name. The Stone villain guy.
Bad guy Luke Cage. Yep.
Yeah, bad guy Luke Cage, and then you have the metal jaw dragon guy. There was this episode revolves around Eve and Mark want to share their own place, so they need money, so they start a security firm and start hiring. Getting hired by these prisons that really suck at holding superheroes. I mean, the plan is foolproof if you don't think about it. Mm-hmm. And then there's this epic fight with the dragon. The dude turning into the dragon and the big stone guy. It was, so we get a lot of action. We get to see that he is part of some other criminal organization that has some layers to it as well. Just kind of like a street level, like you said, the Luke Cage the Luke Cage section of Invincible that's going on, just like in Hell's Kitchen. But yeah, I think overall it's a fun episode. And yeah, I like it.
Yeah, and we get kind of the stubborn Mark of, even though this guy's a bad guy who's like kind of doing good for the neighborhood, he's still doing bad, so Mark's gotta send him to prison.
Yeah, he has no gray area.
Yeah, he hasn't learned the gray area. He's still got this like this unrealistic expectation of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fight with the dragon guy, which was a Chinese dragon.
Yes,
am I correct? Yeah, was a really cool fight.
Yeah,
and just awesome. Like Mark thinks he gets him, and then he's like, "You don't know what this battle is," and he comes back to life. And it's like, holy shit!
Yeah, that was even crazier.
Yeah. My favorite thing about the show right now, though, if you're not following Ryan Otley on X or Instagram or anything, he's literally just sharing side-by-sides from the show with his art.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's so cool. Like, the moments taken straight out of the book. I mean, we already knew that watching it because we're big Invincible fans, but just to see him really displaying it is really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm really enjoying the season, and if you're not watching Invincible yet, what are you doing?
To the video watchers out there, yes, I'm holding his tail because he keeps whacking the fucking mic.
Yeah, because he keeps hitting the mic. If you hear a random doof on his microphone, it's because the cat's tail's whacked it. It's so funny. He's got to keep it under control.
He's a crazy man.
Yeah, he is. Movie news. Keanu Reeves and director Francis Lawrence has said that this week that DC Studios has given them permission to move forward with the sequel to the Constantine movie. Reeves said that after a pitch, DC told them to start the script. They said, yeah, start it. I'm excited that Keanu's still involved. I really do love that first Constantine movie. I did really like it.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah. I hope the sequel doesn't suck. But I guess we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't like this culture of like, let's do a sequel 20 years later.
Yeah, I mean, that's where we're at right now,
But I see it fits within their like Elseworlds plans and all that. So
yeah, and I guess is it going to have a DC logo on it?
I would feel like it would have the Elseworlds logo on it.
Yeah, did the first one?
Well, yeah.
Back
in the day, but that's before any shared universe shenanigans started happening.
Right.
It does give me some faith that the director is back as well, who I believe wrote the original movie. I could be wrong about that.
Yeah, he did.
So that gives me some faith. It's not like the fourth Matrix movie where they're like, screw the original people.
Yeah. Right.
And then bring them back in at the last second so they could like stare at the camera and be like, we don't want to do this.
Yeah.
But
that's weird.
Yeah. I'll be there to watch it.
I'm excited. I have watched this movie quite a few times.
I need to watch it again. It's been a while.
The casting is amazing. I mean, it's been a while. The part where he dips the shotgun in the holy water and starts blasting with it, that was like it was that there was that scene and the scene from Blade with like the nightclub spraying blood. Those two scenes ignited something in me as a young child to be like, this is comic books. You know what I mean? Like this is this is cool. But
that's when Mike's life turned so metal.
Yeah, that's it. That's where it all began. Those two iconic moments. And then what does he do? Oh yeah, he does a similar thing with the sprinkler system. He blesses the water in the sprinkler system with a mix of holy water. It kills every. Yeah, that was awesome. The movie's so good. Yeah. He's just missing the British accent. So, in November last year, we discussed that Daniel Craig was attached to a DC Studios Sergeant Rock movie, and this week learned that he has dropped out of the project. Director Luca Guadagnino is still attached to the film, and DC is hoping to cast Jeremy Allen White from The Bear to take over the role. Wow, that is a big difference in age.
Yep.
So you're going to a really young Sergeant Rock.
Which just makes me feel like this is a period piece.
Uh-huh. It has to.
Right?
Yeah.
Because they said they wanted someone younger, and they didn't really specify that it was to do multiple movies.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels to me like this is a period piece, and
Also, I don't see it in the news here, but did you see the whole thing that went down with the James Bond movies last week? Did you see that news that like Amazon bought the rights?
Amazon's had the rights because they bought MGM.
There's something that like now they can put out as many, like whatever happened with the rights last week. It was something that like we can get like way more James Bond movies than we have before. So people are like worried that we're going to get a bunch of shitty James Bond movies. And I forgot what had happened with the rights, but it was something like that in the news last week.
Interesting. Yeah, I know it's been under Amazon for a bit now, but
yeah,
James Bond, Amazon,
because we
franchise takeover.
Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah, somebody took it over.
Oh, but here's the ultimate news source, Fox News. Let's go there.
Oh, perfect.
Nothing
wrong with that.
There we go. BBC. They know what's going on.
I was going to say
James Bond.
Yeah, trust the Brits. It's their stuff, right? And they'll give us the honest reaction too of what they actually think about James Bond. And I'd have to think James Bond's just as popular in Great Britain as it is here, or maybe they just think he's a putz.
All right, so right off the bat, the producers have been with the franchise for a long time. Barbara Broccoli, I didn't realize their last name is Broccoli, and Michael G. Wilson have stepped down, which gives Bezos full control.
Oh,
because I think they were attached to like stay on when the whole MGM thing happened.
Yeah, and they. I think that was it. They were kind of stopping that from more stuff coming out, like a cinematic universe and spin-offs and everything.
Possibly.
Yeah, but I guess if it's in full control, they might make more stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, it sounds to me like that's just the case. Like, they stepped. I mean, I'd have to dig a lot deeper. I'm not going to do that on the show, but
yeah,
they stepped down. Now Bezos has control, and everybody's worried because everybody hates One Ring. Apparently, I don't know. You seem to like it. People I know seem to like it.
I mean, I like it. Yeah. No, I think I think
I'm not worried.
There's just a bunch of memes lately that are showing like random people like this will be the new 007. It's like some shitty actor. Yeah.
They did say a little while back that they wanted to go young. Like they didn't want another Daniel Craig to do 4 or 5 movies and then move on. They wanted somebody who could be there for 20, 30 years.
Right.
Fine. Like as long as you get a good person to do it, you don't like completely change
just grab the
who
kid
James Bond is.
Just grab the kid from Kingsman.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good choices. We'll see. I'm not going to get all upset until I see what happens. Like, I find most of the time people freak out about this stuff, and then we get it, and it's either good or bad, and we forget about it. Like, it's
no. I think the concern comes up from these producers leaving that have been on it for a long time, and we're just going to get more and more properties.
You know what it reminds me of though? Like, we have a mutual friend who is always shitting on the MCU movies. And whenever an actor says that they're leaving the MCU because they want to do something different, he's like, see, they're getting sick of it. But then it's like, there's a billion other actors lined up just as talented as that person to step in.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, like, yeah, that person's been doing it for 20 years. Like, you're not sick of your job after 20 years? Like,
they don't want to put on tights anymore.
Yeah, like, they made their money and they're moving on to something else. Like,
yeah, right. They're going to get more
jobs.
But
there's plenty of people willing to do this shit. Like, we'll see.
Yeah, and I would like to. I mean, we haven't had a James Bond project in a long time.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that gives me faith is I think MGM and Amazon they want to get something out. Like it's a cash cow.
Yeah.
But they've taken their time to see if they can find the right person and the right people to make it happen, as opposed to just shitting out another James Bond movie with whoever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we'll see. It's all we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah. I hope we get something good out of it. All right, let's get into comic book news, everybody.
Oh, man, there's a lot of good stuff this week.
Yeah, this is interesting. Marvel announced for the 50th anniversary of the comic series, Bring On the Bad Guys. They're bringing back the series as a series of 7 one-shots. The first will be Bring On the Bad Guys Doom #1, writer Mark Guggenheim and artist Stefano Raffaele, and continue with issues featuring the Green Goblin, Abomination, Loki, Red Skull, Dormammu, and Mephisto. The balance of power is forever changed. Oh my god. It's like, is The Rock working for them now? Mephisto seeks enough souls to power an ancient artifact called the Soul Forge, destined to give him dominion over all human souls. Doom must stop him at all costs, but who is the mysterious Sister Sorrow, and whether there's a connection to Mephisto's ultimate scheme? So I'm guessing this is like a villain-centric series, right, that they're redoing.
Yeah, if you've never read Bring on the Bad Guys, it's like a very key Marvel. I don't want to call it an event because it was around before events were really a thing, but just Marvel series, and it's a lot of fun. I'd recommend it
cool.
if for no other reason as like to know your history kind of thing. Bringing it back, I mean, obviously I'm jumping into it. It's interesting to do it as a series of one shots. I'll be interested to see who gets what villain, because I don't think that Guggenheim and Raphael are doing each issue. So we'll see. But all the choices are safe choices, but they're also the choices from the original series. So I understand why they did it that way.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I'll be checking this out.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun.
And I like, if I remember correctly, the cover is really fun.
Yeah, with all of them on it.
Yeah, so the standard cover is really good, but then there's like,
oh yes,
there's a secondary cover with Doom and the Thing.
Yeah,
that I fucking love.
The Thing, like the fist of the Thing. Yeah, that's a really good one.
Yeah. Oh, Lee Bermejo.
Lee Bermejo. Yeah, he did. He did some of that crazy Batman, Joker, Asylum stuff, Arkham Asylum stuff.
Yeah, great cover. So,
Marvel announced, spinning out of the pages of Spider-Boy, a new series titled Spider-Girl. Wow. From writer Torrin Grönbeck and artist Andre Risso. Here comes the sensational Spider-Girl. After Bullseye's betrayal, Spider-Girl's trying her hand at being a hero. But when a clash of vermin reveals that major spider nemesis is tracking her, Spider-Girl will have to figure out what the villain wants and which of her allies is trying to kill her next. So there you go, folks. Spider-Boy and Spider-Girl.
When I said I wanted Spider-Girl back, I didn't mean this shit, Mike.
Yeah, this isn't the one you meant? Yeah.
No.
That's all right.
I'm not into spider stuff. I mean, I like I like Spider-Girl from M2.
Yeah.
But this is not that. So.
Damn, Marvel coming out with a lot of big hits. Marvel announced a new series titled Gwenpool. Writer Kevin Scott and artist Stefano Nessi. The series will feature the 616 version of Gwen Stacy, who has been dead in the comics since 1973. What? That's wild. Gwenpool is back and more dangerous than ever. Everyone's favorite reality twister's life is changing. A grittier doppelganger is bringing her own brand of her hyper-violent justice to battle-strewn New York City. Who is this dark Gwenpool? And what does she want with Amazing Spider-Man? Kate Bishop, Jeff the Landshark guest star in comic series that will shock you to the core. Interesting. Yeah, that that cover with the dude's head being sliced off is pretty metal.
So this is the most comic book thing ever.
Yeah.
The original Gwenpool.
Yes.
So Deadpool influenced Harley Quinn. Gwenpool was influenced by Harley Quinn.
Right.
And she's the most annoying fucking character on the planet, and I wish she would just die already. And I don't know, now they're resurrecting, allegedly. They haven't officially announced that it's like it is that version of Gwen Stacy, but then they also had a thing last week that said the resurrection of Gwen Stacy is upon us, or something like that. It's like
coming back.
I can put two and two together. Yeah, fuck Gwenpool. I don't need a dark version of her. I don't need the regular version of her. Just stop.
I don't want any Gwenpool. Yeah, I didn't think she had that big of a following, but maybe she does.
There's some people that really like. You'll see her at cons every so often, but no, it's not. Yeah. She has never been able to hold her own series on a regular basis.
So this will be interesting to see.
Yeah, and fucking Jeff the Landshark on everything, man.
Yeah, what's going on? What's Jeff been up to? Is he the new Watcher or something?
He's just I never read any of the Jeff the Landshark stuff, so I have no like real opinion of the series as a product. But apparently that Disney, we'll talk more about Jeff the Landshark here in a second. So, but apparently that Disney Infinity book was really popular, and then fucking Marvel Rivals ruined it for everybody.
Okay, that's what happens.
Yeah.
Marvel announced a new series titled Spider-Man Wolverine from writer Mark Guggenheim, artist Kara Andrews. Sweet. That's a onomatopoeia, everybody. It's not me having a stroke. Sweet. I don't know. Is that how you say it? Sweet. I don't know why I say it like
I should laugh.
Like the comic book guy from Simpsons. Sweet.
I should laugh, but I was just picturing you having a stroke, being like, sweet.
That would be the noise I make if I have a stroke. Did you hear that? That sound can only mean one thing. 2 of your favorite Marvel heroes are having a stroke. No, doing what they do best with great power, there must also come the best there is. Oh god, Spider-Man and Wolverine team up for the biggest adventure yet. Who or what is targeting the unlikely duo? What can they do to stop it? Get ready for a non-stop thrill ride of big villains, bigger threats, and even bigger surprises. As Logan and Peter Parker find themselves up against the machinations of a plot too big for just one hero. Yeah, that is definitely Spider-Man and Wolverine on the cover. That cover is disgusting.
It's the most 90s
yeah,
fucking cover I've ever seen.
They have muscles on muscles. Spider-Man's leg on the left, I don't know what's going on with the leg. I don't know what's going on with Wolverine's right leg. I just don't know what's going on. There's some other really great covers though. On the variant side, I like a few of the other covers.
Yeah, the 90s are back.
Yeah, the 90s are back, alive and well, I suppose.
And I'm pretty sure somebody in a boardroom was like,
yes,
everybody loves Spider-Man.
Everybody loves
and they love Wolverine.
Chocolate and peanut butter, baby.
Put them together.
Yep. They're like, okay, why or how? We don't care. Just put them in.
And then either Mark Guggenheim really needs a paycheck or he had a really cool story. I don't know.
Yeah, he's getting his work in at Marvel.
He's everywhere, man.
Marvel announced a new series and X-Men history retcon from writers Jackson Lanzig and Colin Kelly and artist Adam Kubert titled Giant-Sized X-Men. What? This is huge. So you got these 2 heavy hitter writers that we love rewriting the history of X-Men in a giant-sized X-Men book. That's crazy.
Just wait.
I know. The past isn't set in stone. The future is up for grabs, and X-Men history will never be the same. Ever since she discovered she was mutant, Kamala Khan has been balancing her previous life as Miss Marvel with her role as leader of the new community, but her conflicted identity has come to a deep personal cost. Now, pulled into the distant past by an unhinged villain with deep ties to mutant history, Miss Marvel will witness the iconic birth of the uncanny X-Men in their first encounter with Krakoa from all new, all different perspective. But when history begins to change, can either Kamala Khan or the X-Men themselves survive the experience? Plus, a revelation story by Al Ewing and Sarah Pichelli that introduced X-Men that never was. Love that cover. I think this is awesome for... so, I mean, this is the start of a lot of X-Men books that we've been talking about. But it is interesting that Lanzig and Kelly are at the start of it, right? I don't know.
Yeah, like good for them. It's a paycheck. Okay, you want Kamala Khan has a big TV series that people really liked. You made her a mutant, so you want her to be a bigger part of the X-Men. Get it? Got it? Okay.
Yeah.
I still don't care about X-Men, and I really don't care about you retconning their history.
There's so much going on with X-Men. I can't keep track of it all.
It's so much, but good on those guys.
Yeah, I'm glad to see them on some big stuff. Marvel announced a new miniseries, Jeff the Landshark, from writer Kelly Thompson. That is the most surprising part about that.
That is not, because she's the creator of Jeff the Landshark.
She is?
Yes, she did the Disney or the Marvel Infinity series.
Oh my god. Artist Toke Tokoro. This series is fresh off the heels of Jeff's popularity for the Marvel Rivals video game and acclaimed Marvel Infinity series. It's Jeff. When an accident in the Sanctum Sanctorum creates a Shadow Jeff intent on causing trouble, Jeff scrambles to undo his mistake, but when the shadow escapes into the floor, Jeff must follow and intends to return the shadow to where it belongs. It's a grand tour of the Marvel Universe as the lovable Landshark chases his shadow from the savage land of Madripoor, making new friends and enemies along the way. It'll take everything Jeff's got to solve this problem and reclaim his good name. I do want to mention Squirrel Girl is on that cover, Chris, so just a heads up.
I know.
Okay.
Still not doing it.
Yeah, still not doing it? All right. Yeah, this is not something I am interested in.
I got all my Landshark stuff out of the way, so we can move on.
More stuff. Marvel's just going crazy. Marvel announced the first event comic for the Ultimate Comics lineup, titled Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion, from writers Denise Camp and Cody Ziegler and artist Jonas Scarf. Miles Morales caught in the middle of a universal collision before the Maker remade Earth 6160. He left Miles Morales the key to reach his new universe, and when Miles' baby sister Billy uses it to travel to the Ultimate Universe, it's up to Spider-Man to save her. But the Ultimate Universe is never safe for any Spider-Man when the Spot attacks. Miles will have to team up with all-new Peter Parker, and that's just the start of his journey across 6160. So we're getting a Spot story. Chris is in.
I'm in on so many different levels, Mike.
Yeah.
I'm loving the Ultimate Universe stuff. Like, it's been really great. There was that thing, Miles is from the original Ultimate Universe, and him and the Maker were the only two that made it over to the regular Marvel Universe.
Yep.
So when the Maker was remaking it, he gave him the option to come with him. And Miles is like, "Nah, I'm good." So this is a matter of time for Miles to jump over and do this, and then let's throw the Spot in with it. I'm there, 100%. Love it.
Yeah, this is one of Chris's weeks because,
and I love the creative team, because Dennis Camp's been like really big on the Ultimate Comics stuff, doing the Ultimates book and a few other stuff. And Cody Ziegler is the writer for Miles Morales right now. So
cool,
great writers.
And then I was wondering where Chip Zdarsky was going to go after the Batman main title book.
He came to save my life, Mike. That's where you went.
Marvel's like, well, since you're up for grabs, would you want to be on the Marvel's most important book? It's not Spider-Man, but close enough. So Marvel announced a new Captain America series and some character redesigns from writer Chip Zdarsky and artist Valerio Schiti. So what is this story going to be? The opening arc of the game-changing new run takes place in a rarely explored time period after the World War II hero emerged from frozen suspended animation, but before he joined the Avengers. Declassifying Steve Rogers' first mission after re-enlisting the U.S. Army, the story sees Captain America tasked with infiltrating Latveria, leading to its previous untold first encounter with Doctor Doom. Packed with bold, relevant insights into Captain America's role and legacy as he learns just how much the world has changed in his absence. The top-secret conflict will come back to haunt all involved when the series progresses into present-day storylines. In addition, fans can look forward to Cap suiting up in an all-new stealthy uniform and leading an all-new group of howling commandos. While Captain America slumbered in ice, the world changed, for better and for worse. He awakens in a reality where battles are fought in the shadows through secrets and subterfuge, and villains aren't easy to identify. When a fledgling dictator named Victor Von Doom conquers Latveria, Steve faces a critical decision: adapt to a new kind of warfare or forge his own path. And what will the choice he makes in the past mean for his future? It's a pretty epic cover. You got Chip writing Captain America. What more do you want, Chris?
I couldn't ask for anything more. I remember I was talking with a friend of the show, Travis Gibb, and we both were like, I'm done with Cap for a while.
Yeah.
Because that last series was not good.
Yeah, you were not happy about that.
And it's been a while since we've had a really good Cap series that was like a strict Cap series. I don't think there's a more perfect announcement that could have gotten me back in.
Yeah.
This is the perfect interpretation of, like, just when I thought I was out, they sucked me back in.
They got you back in, dude.
Good
old Chip.
So here for it. I love that they're doing like a past story. Mm-hmm. I've said my favorite Cap is always World War II Cap, so this isn't quite that, but a past story arc is really great, and just to have a great creative team on the book that I trust to do something special. I'm so for it. And I love the stealth suit. I love the idea of bringing back Howling Commandos in the modern time, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm so excited.
Pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
They're now, man, we're getting a slew of DC. It's like both of them decided, let's just drop it all.
Well, it was that retailer summit this week, so a lot of news came out there.
DC Comics announced a new limited series titled Mr. Terrific Year One from writer Al Letson, artist Valentin Delandro. Genius-level inventor and Olympic champion Michael Holt's life was destined for greatness, but that life came to a screeching halt when his wife Paula, an unborn son, were killed in a car accident. The Holts once shared ambitious dreams of using their technology to help others, After the tragedy, Michael retreats from society, selling whole industries to mysterious and craven tech billionaire Athena Prescott. Surrendering his dreams sets off an explosive chain of events, making the exceptionally intelligent Holt from the depths of despair to the heights of heroism as Mr. Terrific. I mean, I'm probably not going to read this. I do like Mr. Terrific as a character. I know they're doing this for the Superman movie because I'm reading the Metamorpho book. You know? But yeah, I guess if you're a Mr. Terrific fan, this is exciting.
Yeah, it's an origin book though, so I'm out on two different fronts because I could care less about Mr. Terrific, and I could care even less than that about his origin story.
Yeah, this
but I get why they're doing it. Yeah.
This next lineup for the Summer of Superman stuff, they're adding a bunch of stuff. DC's adding a bunch of stuff to the Summer of Superman lineup. This one titled "Krypto: The Last Dog of Krypton" from writer Ryan North and artist Mike Norton. Now, this is something I can get behind. DC's Krypto: The Last Dog of Krypton book series begins with Krypto's journey on the planet Krypton. Jor-El and Laura are working on a ship capable of keeping someone alive in interstellar space, but when the first test with Krypto inside goes catastrophically wrong, the dog is thought lost. Unbeknownst to them, Krypto and his spacecraft merely entered an unexpected space-time gateway, and days later from this point of view, even though it's been decades in real time, Krypto lands on Earth. Through the 5 issues, Krypto: The Last Dog of Krypton, Krypto explores Earth in search of his family, finding himself lost and alone in our alien world. With strange new superpowers quickly coming in, Krypto begins traveling. This strange planet finds him in the middle of always on the trail of his lost friend Kal-El, being now better known as Superman. Yeah, this book sounds awesome. I love the covers. I love the fact that it's just like, except for the Jai Lee cover, but I love that it's the fact that it's Krypto exploring Earth for the first time. I think this is awesome.
This is the origin story I can get behind.
Yeah, this is the origin story Chris wants. Yeah.
I love Krypto. Like anything with the Super Pets, the Marvel Avengers, I'm here for. And Ryan North did that really great Squirrel Girl run. Speaking of Squirrel Girl,
yep.
So I know he's got the chops for it. Dude, when they announced the Summer of Superman, I don't know why, because like we said with Mr. Terrific, it makes sense to do a Krypto book with that movie coming out, but I never would have guessed a Krypto book was coming out. Never.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I never thought so either, so I'm pretty excited for that. Obviously, for the Summer of Superman, we got another book announced, Supergirl, from writer and artist Sophie Campbell. Kara Zor-El has always been a key member of the Superman super family in Metropolis, but Campbell is taking Supergirl in a new direction among familiar surroundings as she gets back to her roots in the town of Midvale, but returning to her hometown after so many years away already presents some challenges. There's already another Supergirl there, protecting the town and saving the day. Readers will have to check out the debut issue on May 14th to find out the real Supergirl and discover the identity of the imposter and stop them before they steal her very life. Yeah, I mean, this isn't for me. I saw the art and stuff. It's kind of anime style. I just don't care that much about Supergirl, to be honest.
Yeah, and they're definitely gearing the book towards like young women as the reader base.
Is fine. Yep,
which makes sense. So, yeah, it's not for me either. But I'm glad that she got a place in the Summer of Superman, along with all these other great books.
This is, Marvel's like, well, we got a new Cap book. DC's like, well, we got to get a new Batman book. DC Comics announces this September, after Batman Hush 2 storyline, Batman, and it is H2SH, but Hitish storyline. Batman will get a new #1 and a new creative team of writer Matt Fraction and artist Jorge Jimenez. What a fucking team up. Matt Fraction on Batman? What the dude?
Speaking of things I could never have guessed in a million years.
I never could have guessed. First off, Jimenez's art is absolutely fantastic, so I'm glad we get him.
Fraction's been in his own world creating his books for fucking over a decade since he left Marvel.
Yeah, I know.
So this is huge. Yeah.
Didn't he have like the best Hawkeye story of like all time?
Yeah, that they made the TV show based on.
Yeah. Holy shit, this is exciting.
The only Hawkeye book that anyone cares about.
That anyone cares
Literally,
about.
the only one.
DC's new Batman #1 becomes only the 4th remembering of the DC's Batman comic book series and the title's 85-year history. Under Fraction Jimenez, with colors by Tomeo Morey and lettering by Clayton Cowles, Batman will have a new blue and gray costume. New Batmobile in the series will usher in a new look for Gotham City. I did see that.
And a new bat symbol.
Yeah, I did see that new costume and bat symbol. I do really like it. I like that the blue and yellow is back. Yeah, I'm excited for this. I think the bat symbol's dope. It's almost like a spin on the Dark Knight Returns symbol. It's a little bit of a fat bat, but
yeah. I'm very creative team centric on when I buy Batman.
Yeah.
So it was important for them to at least to get my dollar.
Yeah.
For them to have the right creative team. And while I'm not the biggest Fraction fan, like I like his work, don't get me wrong,
right.
but like he's not like a 100% go-to guy for me. This announcement's crazy enough, and he's a good enough writer that I'm like, yeah, I'll check it out.
Read it. Yeah. They're doing a great job with all the Batman books right now. So it's like,
I just feel at the end of the day that if Fraction signed on for this, it's because this is something he really wants. Because I just listened to an interview with him on that Let's Talk Comics podcast, and he even said like he's just all about doing his own thing now. Like he wants to create his stories, his stuff. Yeah. He doesn't really have an interest in doing stuff for the paycheck anymore because he doesn't really need it. So this says to me there's a love. Yeah.
This isn't something they're forcing him to do.
No, it's or that he has to do because he has to pay rent. Like,
yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah, this is huge. I'm so excited for this now.
It's cool.
It's
really cool.
I'll be getting more excited for Hush 2 as I'm reading Hush. I'll be interested to see what that storyline is, but now I'm just excited for it to be over with. I want to see what this is.
Yeah, I know. I want to see this more than that.
Yeah. So.
DC Comics announced that with Action Comics 1087, they're ending the Superman All-Stars banner and giving the series a new ongoing creative team of writer Mark Waid and artist Skylar Partridge. Holy shit, Skylar's on the main art. So,
first ongoing book at DC.
Yeah, so if anybody wants to go find that interview with her, she's been on the show before. Now she's working with fucking Mark Waid. What the hell?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's almost like we pick these talents, Chris. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at picking them over the years.
Yeah, pretty good. Mark Waid on Superman, fuck yeah. I'll follow Mark Waid on any DC book he's doing. So him going to Action, we had talked about it. I was getting a little over Action in this whole Part A, Part B storyline. So I'm really excited that he's going to kind of rein things in.
Oh my god.
Greedo. But let me do the plot. So I Can't Miss story ties the present story DC's comic books, takes the Boy of Steel to unexpected heights as he figures out what being a hero truly means. First stop, Metropolis Expo of Tomorrow. Will Clark be able to blend into the crowd, or is Superboy about to make his public debut? Action Comics 1087 will have a main cover by Ryan Sook, plus variants Skylar Partridge, David Teleski, and Leslie Langsley. This is really cool.
This is great. Like this is an exciting announcement. I won't be jumping on it because I just got rid of Action Comics from my pull list. And the reason was Mark Waid's story arc.
Yeah, right.
I'm happy for this, and like Mark Waid, if there's ever somebody that knows Superman and like can do a great Superman book, it's Mark Waid. But I don't need more books on my pull list, A, and I don't need another Superman book on my pull list, B. And also, if you could just finish that Last Days of Lex Luthor book, Mark, that'd be even better.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
It's been only like 8 months since issue 1 came out.
Yeah. Yeah, it is interesting. I was talking to a comic shop yesterday about all these delays and how they hate that shit and it kills their readers.
It kills my want to read the books too.
Yeah,
there's books I just stopped reading because I'm like, oh, it's back. Well, fuck it. You lost me.
Now we're on to Image Comics. Here we go. Good stuff. Image Comics and Ghost Machine announced, the Captain book, the Kappa book, and Batman book weren't good enough for us. Ghost Machine announced previously teased series First Ghost is coming this summer from writers Jeff Johns and Brad Meltzer, with artist Gene Ha. Brad Meltzer. What?
Co-writer Brad Meltzer.
Has Meltzer done anything since Identity Crisis?
Yes.
Like,
the last thing he did, I know for sure, is he did a story in Marvel 1000.
Okay, so, but he hasn't done like any major stuff.
I think he's done some stuff here and there, but nothing,
First Ghost will follow a newly elected United States president who moves into the White House with a young son. Too quickly discover the residence is more terrifying than cutthroat politicians and red tape. Oh my god, is this like a possessed in like supernatural White House? Because that's awesome. I will love that.
I think so. And
I mean, it's part of the Ghost Machine. I'm going to read it.
Like I'm reading every Jeff Johns Ghost Machine book, so I'm gonna. And I think this is a 5 or 6 issue series as well. So
perfect. Yeah,
I'm in for this.
Yeah,
it's been in the back of those books for so long.
I know.
First Ghost banner, I'm just like, what is this?
I know that timeline. I know.
Yeah,
that's cool. I can't wait for that. Yeah,
Brad Meltzer back in comics.
Yeah, that's cool.
He was a part, if you remember the original announcement, he was in the list of creators.
That's right, he was. We haven't seen anything from him yet.
Yeah.
Image announces a new series titled Free Planet from writer Audrey Sitterson, artist Jed Doherty. Free Planet is a story about freedom and the sacrifices it demands, and is perhaps best described as a kaleidoscope blend of emotional space opera stylings of Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples' saga, set against the intricate speculative story and political machinations of Jonathan Hickman and Nick Dragotta's East of West. All right, so you're describing this book as one of your 2 most epic best-selling books of all time, Image, by your 2 best writers of all time, for these no-name writers and artists, right? Am I crazy here? That is a heavy mantle. That is a heavy crown to wear. What the hell? The first completely free planet in human history has won its independence. In Free Planet, we just follow a group of revolutionary heroes who must defend the planet's unique energy source from a pair of hostile intergalactic powers while determining what complete freedom actually entails. Yeah, this will not be the next saga or East of West. I
don't know.
No.
It's an interesting story idea. I just don't trust this I don't trust the creative team to really answer the question what complete freedom actually entails. I know where this story's going. I know what the political bent of the story is going to be. So it's just okay. I will say, if you've never heard of Audrey Sitterson, he did the book No One Left to Fight. That's really good. That you particularly would like, Mike, which is basically a take on Dragon Ball Z.
Oh yeah, I did like that book. I read that. Yeah,
yeah, that's him.
That. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah,
he has some chops to him, but I just don't. I'm not jumping into this book. No.
Yeah. This next thing is pretty exciting though. Image announced that they're teaming up with Tiny Onion, James Tynion's 4th publishing banner for a new series titled Exquisite Corpses. The series will feature work from creators like Adam Gorman, Becca Carey, Che Grayson, Pornsak Pichot, and many more. It's almost like an anthology series. Every 5 years on Halloween, the wealthiest families in America play a game, and Exquisite Corpses, 12 of the deadliest people in the world, are dropped off into a small town with just one goal. Last killer standing wins. For the citizens of Oak Valley, Maine, this year's Unlucky Arena, the goal is much simpler. They must survive the night. That sounds like fun. Sounds cool. Like a slasher horror mashup. Getting other creators involved, I think, is really cool.
Yeah, I like that he's getting like other creators he likes and giving them a spotlight with his name.
Yep.
Cool. Great. But not something for me. It's more of a Mike book than anything.
Yeah. This next one sounds pretty cool. Image Comics and Skybound Entertainment announced a new series titled Blood and Thunder from writer Benito Carreno and artist E.J. Su, with creative consulting from Robert Kirkman. Wow. Isn't all the Skybound stuff edited by Kirkman? Isn't he?
Not necessarily.
Okay. I thought he sees everything that goes over. Okay.
He's right now really focused on the Energon universe. That's been his big thing.
Okay. Set in a far future where Earth has integrated alien species in a new society, Blood and Thunder plays by a whole new set of rules and a whole load of new crimes to solve. Bounty hunter Akelda Bledsoe and her cantankerous talking gun Thunder are the best there is at bringing in the bad guys. However, when the galaxy's most dangerous criminal breaks out of prison, Blood's Hunt delivers her own path that will unlock secrets about her past, present, and future, and that's when things get really bad. Yes, might be something I'll check out. I thought it was when I first read it, I thought it was a Viking book. A little disappointed that it's not a Viking book, but sci-fi is all right too. Yeah, seems pretty cool.
It seems to me like this was a Kirkman idea that he like tossed down the line because he can't handle doing another book right now because the man's busy. It sounds cool. I won't jump into it, although I will say when it was first sent to me and I read it, the way the original press release is worded, I was like, oh, I'm buying this immediately. Because they make it sound like it's a Robert Kirkman written book.
Oh, that's annoying.
And then you dig and it's like, nope.
Yeah. Yep. Lovely. I hate it.
Because I will buy
you're buying a
writes.
Kirkman book for sure. Yeah.
I tried the Kirkman Kung Fu book.
Oh, yeah. Nobody talks about that one.
No, but I heard the Kung Fu people like it. I just
Dark Horse Comics announced a new comic series set in the true weird storyline of comics called Let This One Be a Devil from writers James Tynion IV and Steve Fox with artist Poiter Kowalski. Its most entrenched origin and is effectively a Judeo-Christian morality tale, but it likely has roots in a political rivalry that involves Benjamin Franklin of all people. The widest rash of sightings in recorded history reportedly led to schools closing, zoos posting rewards for the live capture of the beast, and at least one hoaxer fixing wings onto a kangaroo to fool viewers in a dime museum. And somewhere along the line, the Jersey Devil stepped out of the folklore and became a little red sports mascot who strikes fear into no one, save perhaps the opposing team on the ice. Yeah, it's a book about Jersey Devil. It's pretty awesome.
I like these True Weird Stories books that they're putting out.
I think that's cool.
So I'll be getting this one.
Yeah.
Jersey Devil is like kind of the redheaded stepchild of the cryptic stuff, but
I was always a fan of the Jersey Devil one. I don't know.
You were?
They'd have it on Unsolved Mysteries and shit when I was growing up, and it was the one I was actually scared of. Like Bigfoot, I was like, I'm not scared of it. Jersey Devil sounds terrifying because it's like got hooves and can fly. I don't know.
Oh, see, for me, the cryptid stuff is just like fun fan fiction, like real world fan fiction.
Yeah,
I don't believe in any of it, obviously, but I like the wackiness of the.
Yeah, I got you.
Sheep Squatch and Bigfoot.
That makes
sense. Jersey Devil feels like a horror movie.
Yeah, it's way more. Yeah, that's why I like it.
Yeah, exactly.
him and Mothman are my jam.
I like Mothman. I think Mothman's wacky too.
Yeah, Mothman's kind of wacky for how like serious they make it out to be.
So I'll be checking it out.
Dark Horse Comics announced a new Stranger Things comic titled Stranger Things: Tales from Hawkins 2. The series written by Derek Ferdolfs, with art by Sunando C. Bradley, Clayton McCharter, and Vincenzo Riccardi. After shaking off a mysterious encounter with a strange dog while in the drive-in cinema, Hawkins science teacher Scott Clark is inspired to teach his students how 3D glasses work. This spirals into theories about alternate dimensions and how they might be perceived. Meanwhile, Dustin keeps secret that the weird dog could be nothing more than Dart, his missing pet demi-dog. Future issues will also feature stories about Will Byers, Gregory, and the Demogorgon. Yeah, so these are like the continuation of the anthology Stranger Things books. So cool.
I don't read any Stranger Things stuff.
Yeah, me either. This is crazy. Dark Horse announced the return of the Umbrella Academy, a new series titled Plan B from series creators Gerard Way and Gabriel Ba. Okay. That's crazy. After the mass release of the city's greatest foes and the chaos that followed in Hotel Oblivion, the Umbrella Academy faces their most fearsome challenge to date. Their other brothers and sisters. Known only as the Sparrows, they share a different connection to Sir Reginald Hargreaves and Mom. No one knows how to hurt each other more than the family, and this powerful, ruthless brood will spare no brutality in favor of their sole objective, control and obedient glare that comes with it. That's crazy.
I am so excited for this.
Yeah. And that's like, we got a glimpse of that in the TV show, right? The Sparrow Academy.
Yeah, so the last season of the TV show is based on Gerard Way's notes for what he was going to do with the series.
That's cool.
And they didn't want to fall into a Game of Thrones situation, so they just ended it where Gerard said that he has more stories after that.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I'm super excited to see what the difference is, because there's differences between the comic and the series, but what the difference is here and where it leaves off for hopefully more. Hopefully these guys decide to sit down and do a bunch of new series in the coming years.
Yep.
Yeah, I love Umbrella Academy. It's one of the best comics ever.
Yeah, this is exciting that it's coming back.
Yeah. If you've never read it and you've only watched the show.
No, I've read it, yeah.
No, I'm talking to people out
in
there.
General, yeah.
Pick it up. Like,
yeah, it's really good.
It's worth it.
It's really good stuff. Now we're going to wrap up with some Godzilla stuff. IDW announced alongside their new ongoing Godzilla series that they'll be beginning of the year shared Godzilla universe. There will be 2 new series launching later this year. Godzilla Escape the Dead Zone from
Escape the Dead
Zone.
That's on me.
Yeah, that's all right. Escape the Dead Zone from writers Ethan Parker and Griffin Sheridan, artist Pablo Tunica. Introducing the first ever half-human, half-kaiju hybrid in Toho history, Godzilla Escape the Dead Zone will explore the biggest mystery of a new connected universe. What is the truth behind the post-apocalyptic Dead Zone? The search for answers will forever change how fans view the new universe as they experience this thrilling, shocking ride. Hell yeah. I'm all for more Godzilla. Half kaiju, half human is like a kaiju number 8. You know, they're banking. They go, oh, there's a story there. Why don't we do it? They're probably kicking themselves that they didn't do it first.
So do you think IDW went to Toho or Toho went to IDW?
I think Toho went to IDW and was like, guys, what the fuck?
Why don't we own kaiju number 8 is what they said.
Yeah, exactly. This next one, Starship Godzilla, from writer Chris Gooch and artist Oliver Ono. Gooch, wonderful. Sorry about that last name, brother. For the first time in Toho canon, this trip through the stars will be the bridge gap between the various alien races. They've come to Earth in the past tales, but now it's time to visit their worlds as a crew of misfits embark on high-risk, high-reward kaiju-based missions with a secret that could impact the whole universe. Yeah, so we're getting space exploration and we're getting human/kaiju hybrids. They're covering all the bases here. I'm excited for that.
Dude, I'm calling it the year of Godzilla.
Yeah, I'm gonna be reading a lot of Godzilla books.
I think I'm gonna be diving into a lot of Godzilla books. I'm really excited to sit down and read that Godzilla vs. America book that just came or is coming out. You guys are listening to this, and I still haven't read that Godzilla heist book, but I want to read that.
Yeah, it was good.
The ongoing book, like all of these all sound really cool. And then the next one we're going to talk about here in a second. You're more the Godzilla guy, even though we both like Godzilla. Mm-hmm. I am so all in on Godzilla comics right now.
Oh yeah,
it's not even funny.
Yeah, it's crazy. They're all really good too.
Yeah.
And the last thing for Godzilla, IDW announced the final series in the Godzilla Here They Be Dragon series we called Godzilla Here They Be Aliens. Okay. From writer Frank Thierry and artist Angel Hernandez. I know Chris is loving the series too. I really love this series. It's the middle of the 20th century and Americans everywhere terrified by strange lights hovering above them in the night sky. And they should be. These UFOs are actually the Zillion invasion force revealed to have already been on Earth during the events of Here There Be Dragons, Sons of Giants. The Zillions have been attempting to stabilize the planet with the help of kaiju in outer space with the alien claws deep inside the U.S. government, where our rogue operatives managed to band together to save humanity. This story's awesome. Picking up where they left off. This series, the Here There Be Dragons series, is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, I need to read the second one, but
yeah. I love that we get a time jump every series.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I remember you saying something about aliens, but I'm like,
yeah.
Dude, it's because it looks like if you see the cover's so fucking good.
Yeah, with the UFOs everywhere, I love that.
Yeah, it's like a '60s alien movie with Godzilla.
Yeah, looks amazing.
Oh, I'm so fucking
take my money.
Yeah, yeah, that's great.
This last book's kind of exciting. Mad Cave Studios announced a new series titled The Pale Knight from writers Peter Milligan, artist Val Rodriguez, England 1349, Sir Hugh de Grey. The Pale Knight returns for more to find a land savaged by Black Death and his son dying by the plague. When he prays to God to save his son's life, it's not God who answers, but Death himself. And Death is willing to cut a deal. The art looks amazing, and it's a sword and sorcery book. Hell yeah. It looks awesome. I
aesthetically love this time period. I know what people are going to say because my European history isn't great, but this time period of like the Black Death and the Crusades and all that, such a cool aesthetic look. Like I'm I'll be in on this. And I think it's cool that Mad Cave is starting to attract people like Peter Milligan.
Yeah, Peter Milligan.
And that's no offense to any of the great creators they've had over the years there. Like, I've loved a lot of the books there, but Peter Milligan's a name, man.
Yeah, he is.
So,
all right, folks, that wraps up the comic news. We'll talk about what we read this week. Before I lose my voice, I read. So I finished. I'm on the Bane of Batman One Bad Day, which I'm really liking. But I finished the Clayface story, and the best part of that story is it all revolves around a Grey Ghost movie being made. So a lot of references to Grey Ghost from the episode of Batman the Animated Series, which I'm a huge fan of, Adam West fan. So really enjoyed that.
Yeah, and I know the Hive Mind are big animated series fans.
New Gods #3. I thought this was a great issue. We found out how this child was put on Earth, made by a god, and who was trapped by his siblings, reached out into the universe and created like a copy of himself. Basically, it's a weapon, and all the groups coming for it have met up to fight over the child. So that's kind of where we got a lot of crazy world building. Ram V is great. I had a great conversation in the comic shop this week. I was at playing Magic, talking about Ram V and how he's like one of the best writers right now for world building and stuff. So love him. Challenges of the Unknown #3. I thought it was a great issue. They go investigate another anomaly on Dinosaur Island. Each issue ends up with like a challenger being locked away because Mr. Terrific doesn't trust them and what's going on. There's definitely more of a rift starting with the Watchtower and the challengers. The one guy they lock away was shown the future. He thinks he's told he could save humanity by combining like the anti-life and the life equation. So there's still more ties to Darkseid and the challengers, and we don't really know why or what's going on. So still interesting though. And I don't have it in my notes here, but it was all along the Watchtower. I can't remember what issue number.
3.
Read that. It's a good issue. It's kind of like they get Animal Man to help them save the day now that Cyborg Superman's like taking over the tower. So that was really cool to see that. Huge Animal Man fan. Love that. So that story's good. Did you read it?
I got both those sitting by my bed, next in line.
And then the last book I got to this week was Godzilla Heist #1. So just want to tell everybody, this story's been done before, just now with Godzilla. It's called Kaiju Score. And I believe it was Vault Comics that did it.
Kaiju Score?
Yeah. Have you never heard of that?
No.
Oh man, I thought I talked about it before. I'm pretty sure I have.
You might have, but we've been doing the show for almost 10 years.
Aftershock. I'm sorry, it's an Aftershock comic, everybody. That's why nobody knows about it.
Kaiju Score Steal from the Gods?
Yep. Yeah, it's basically a heist book that revolves around a kaiju. So, which is basically what this book is. So yeah, this is the year of the Godzilla tapping into all the other money-making properties. But basically, I mean, even though it's been done before, I think this is a great issue. Because there are some twists and turns here. I'm not going to spoil it for you because there's a cool reveal at the end. Basically, this kid's mother developed something that the British government took away, some like weapon she designed, and he becomes this guy who uses Godzilla he's like a tech guru that uses Godzilla to steal things. This group captures him and wants him to steal something from the British government, and they don't know his mom's involvement and all that stuff. So he pretty much got himself put in this situation to steal it, and they don't know that. So it's a really cool issue. They want him to do this big heist where they want him to break into like Parliament. So, and there's the reveal of what they're looking for at the end, and I think you're really gonna like it.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm excited to read that one.
Yeah, it was really good. I was really happy with it, and that's all I got to this week.
Oh, I'm a little surprised because I thought we'd have some in common. But I know you read this last week, but I read Absolute Batman #5.
Yeah,
and I mimic everything you said. The
really
bat
good.
Signal being the flaming money
that
was
pretty
great.
Sick. Yep.
Aquaman #2.
Oh yeah, that came out. Yeah, I forgot I was reading Aquaman, to be honest.
I guess spoiler alert, it doesn't look like he went to the Absolute Universe.
Oh.
So he goes to this universe where he meets up with the original King of Atlantis. And we figure that out by the end. And he has to stop this being who's controlling plants and shit. Kind of like Poison Ivy, but not quite.
Okay.
And the whole world is devoid of any kind of moisture, any kind of water. But there is mud, so there's some moisture, so he can still manipulate some things and use it. And long story short, he defeats the bad woman, and it turns out to be the original Queen of Atlantis. So
interesting.
It was an interesting little twist, kind of almost a one-shot story, but it does tie into they also got sucked into this portal, and that's why the mystery of like where they went and how they lost power is now being solved. So interesting. I mean, I kind of if this isn't the absolute universe or apocalypse or something, like why'd you use the Omega symbol?
Yeah, right.
Just do like, anything else.
Yeah, why would they get us all hyped like that?
It was a good issue, but it's just the hype that I had in my head made it, eh.
Yeah.
Geiger number 11. Can't remember if you talked about this last week or not. But
I don't think I got to that yet. It is on my list here.
But we find out that there was somebody else that had Geiger's powers, and it's this woman that they met at the end of the last issue. So this is Geiger kind of coming to terms with that and realizing that there's a cure for what's going on with them. That's basically it. Other than that, Geiger's kind of a dick in this issue, but pretty good. It was funny to watch G.I. Robot carrying Geiger to like into a bedroom.
That's funny.
Kind of like a married woman being carried through the
after like being
Star Wars: The High Republic Fear the Jedi number 1. Nice. I don't have much to say. It really takes the story from where the last High Republic book was and continues it. I feel like now they're going to do this thing where they're going to do mini-series as opposed to ongoings with the High Republic, because it doesn't seem like there's the interest for it, people. It is funny to me that they keep putting this little banner on the books, though, because Kelnaka's in the book. So it just keeps saying on the books, Kelnaka from the Accolades in this issue. It's like, did you not understand that everybody hated that series?
Yeah, what the hell?
But, it was a good issue, but if you haven't been following High Republic, don't jump on it. Batman Dark Patterns number 3. This concludes the whole Wounded Man story arc.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to go too much into it other than to say, like, we find out kind of what was going on and why he is going on this rampage. And while Batman still brings him justice, he also gives him a little justice as well for the people he's going after. And we do find out that like Ace Chemicals is behind the whole thing, and it's pretty grim because apparently Ace Chemicals dumped a bunch of chemicals in this land, and then Gotham built a town on top of it.
Oh.
And now everybody in that town cannot feel anything. They can't feel pain, they can't feel heat, cold, nothing.
That's wild.
And we find out that the dude, the Wounded Man, his wife actually burned alive, and she didn't even know it because she was asleep at the time, and since she couldn't feel anything.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So it's insane. It was a good story arc, and I guess they're going into the next one, the next issue.
Nice.
Ultimate Black Panther number 13. The Sorcerer Supreme of this universe realizes that there's a consciousness inside of the vibranium, and she pulls it out, and it's basically Doomsday. Like, it doesn't look like Doomsday, but it acts like Doomsday.
Pretty much.
So now we have this thing that's like running around causing issues, and Black Panther's got to do something about it.
Nice.
That's basically it. I'll save that for last. Thunderbolts Doomstrike number 1. This is really a Bucky Barnes book. So Doom comes to Bucky and is like, hey, I want you to lead the Thunderbolts, but they're going to be controlled by me. And Bucky basically says, fuck you. So him and Black Widow team up to try to infiltrate Doom and like take him down. And long story short, they fail. And Doom starts his own Thunderbolts. So now it's Bucky versus the Thunderbolts. So it was a good series, or a good issue, I mean. And I look forward to seeing where they're going. But it does continue what Landshark and Kelly were doing with Thunderbolts last year. Ultimate Wolverine number 2. it's more backstory of like the Russian government sends Wolverine out to fight a bunch of trained soldiers and to really test to see what it is. So it's really still just building who Ultimate Wolverine is.
Okay.
I Hate Fairyland number 20. This is the last issue of the Happy Endgame story arc where Gert brings all the like public domain characters in to help her fight these people that she killed in the past that came back from hell.
Mm-hmm.
And in doing so, she does like one last good deed, which awards her a new rule in Fairyland that lets her get a key to leave.
Mm.
But then it's realized at the last second that she can get the key, but she has to find it like she did originally in the original I Hate Fairyland series. Mm-hmm. So it's really them just doing the book over again.
Oh my God.
While I will criticize that 99 times out of 100, for any other book, I would say fuck that. For I Hate Fairyland, I'm all in. I love that book so much, and I love the like wackiness of it, so I'm here for it. Nice. Keep doing that over and over again. It's fine. And then technically my last book, but I do have one more after this, is Bug Wars number 1.
Hell yeah.
Highly recommend this, Mike.
Really?
This is Honey, I Shrunk the Kids meets Conan the Barbarian.
Oh my God.
It's literally like he sets up this world that's like Hyboria, but it's somebody's backyard. Mm-hmm. And all these different factions of insects are going to fight each other. And then we get a story about this kid whose like father passed away, and somewhere along the line he found this thing that sucked him into that universe and made him really tiny and lived amongst these bugs. The first, like, it's a 48 page first issue. The first 20 pages are the most epic thing you've ever seen, where ants are fighting fucking beetles.
Oh, that's awesome.
And the next 20 pages are like the backstory and how the father died and everything. Mm-hmm. And then he ends it by setting up like what the story is going to be moving forward. Highly, highly recommend it if you like Jason Aaron stuff and if you liked his Conan Barbarian run.
Nice.
And then this is just real quick. This was free, so people out there, Radiant Black's coming back next week, so they released this Radiant Black, the story so far, that I picked up. And I just wanted to say that, like, if you've never read Radiant Black and you think you want to jump in with issue 31, it's a good primer. Like, it really kind of paint by numbers. This is what's happened the past 3 years in Radiant Black.
Wow.
And sets you up real well to, like, read the next issue. So
cool. That's awesome.
I picked it up because I'm a crazy person and I need it in the comic box behind issue 30.
Yeah,
but
I had to stop. I couldn't do it anymore.
I'm still enjoying it, so I will see what 31 brings. I really hope it kind of brings back the first 2 years of Radiant Black.
I'm going to have enough Godzilla books to keep me up.
Oh, yeah. But we'll see. Trust me, Radiant Black's on thin ice. But
yeah. I get it.
I didn't hate it as much as the last story arc as much as you did. But yeah. So, Mike, that was everything I read this week. Where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me at Fortress Ricker on Twitter and X. And then I think Fortress Mike was available on Blue Sky. So that was nice to have a normal name. But where can they find you and or the show?
You can find me at Fortress Chris pretty much everywhere, including all those things that Mike said and more. And also at chriscomicscorner.substack.com. And you can find the show at Fortress Pod on X, Instagram, all that shit. Also at fortresscomicnews.com. Sports show with 5-star reviews on the podcatchers. Like, subscribe, share, comment down below on the YouTube version.
Leave comments. Even if we're doing stuff bad, we want to know.
Exactly. And check over the Patreon, patreon.com/fortresscomics. Thank you all so much for watching and or listening here this week. See you all here next week.